When you inhale the product, it does help to relieve symptoms quickly, but the problem is it's not going through the liver, so it's not engaging the endocannabinoid system. When you ingest this plant, it does something completely different inside the body. You ever feel like your go-to solution for sleep and anxiety kind of started to wear off and it just isn't quite cutting it anymore? Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about why that might be, and we're going to talk about some solutions that might just help. So picture this, you've been using a natural plant-based alternative for quite some time. You're getting really great sleep. You're managing your anxiety. Everything's kind of moving in the right direction. But then slowly over time, it starts to not work as well. Anxiety starts to creep back up. The sleep isn't quite as restful as it once was, or there might be a reason for that. One of the common issues that people have is they start to solely rely on one part of the plant to achieve those results. Okay, but it's important to think about or use other parts of the plant and then use other methods of consumption, because that plays a key role in how it affects your body. One thing to remember is that when you solely use one part of the plant or use one route of consumption, you're going to start to build up a tolerance. And as it starts to happen, your effectiveness with that plant is going to start to diminish, okay? So it's important to kind of manage that by using different parts of the plant and using it in different ways. So what is this solution? How do we do that? How do we approach this? Well, the other part of the plant is non-psychotropic, all right? It's the other main part of the plant. Most people use the psychotropic part of the plant for sleep and anxiety because it works really well for both of those for many people. But the non-psychotropic plant is something that is least to talk about, but it's important to know about. Now, what that other part of the plant can do is it can help with anxiety. It can help with natural blood pressure, blood sugar regulation. It can help with inflammation and in a number of other things. But it's important to take it in the form of an ingestible form, okay? That's something I really want everyone to walk away with, is because when you ingest this plant, right, either part of the plant, the psychotropic part of the plant or the non-psychotropic part of the plant, it does something completely different inside the body. And it helps to start to be more therapeutic and help to regulate your internal cycles so you can sleep better and so you're not quite as stressed out. Now, the key to all of this, though, is consistency. And one great regimen that works for many, many people is taking the non-psychotropic part of the plant during the day in either an oil form or a gummy form, and then taking the psychotropic part of the plant, preferably using indica. A good way to remember is indica couch. Take that in the evening, about an hour or two before bed, okay? And do that in an oil or a tincture form, but rinse and repeat. Non-psychotropic during the day, psychotropic at night, keep it going. And that will start to help balance things out internally. Now, why would this work that way? Why would that work so much better than perhaps the inhalation method? Because many people kind of fall into that rut of just using that one method, inhalation, because it's quick onset, you feel it right away, it gets you to where you need to be quickly, but it stops working fast. Well, it's because everyone has something called an endocannabinoid system. And let's talk a little bit about that. The endocannabinoid system is a series of receptors that run all throughout the body, right? Throughout your central nervous system, your organs, your bones. You actually even have receptors on your skin from that system. What it's responsible for is harmonically balancing your central functions so they can work better together. If we can get our body more harmonically balanced and working better together, we can achieve something called homeostasis. Now, that's the state our body has to be in to heal most naturally. Well, the problem is over time, that endocannabinoid system just gets pounded on from birth, right? And there's toxins in the air, there's synthetic pharmaceuticals, there's processed foods, alcohol as we get older. All of that starts to wear and tear on that system. What falls in between is illness, right? And there's a number of issues that can come in. Typically, as we get older, the things that we struggle with most are sleep, anxiety, and pain. Well, these two parts of the plant, when ingested, can really help to manage that. Why is ingesting it so important? It's because when you ingest products, right, it goes all the way through your digestive tract and it goes to your liver. There's an enzyme in your liver that breaks down the plant and engages with your endocannabinoid system and actually can turn into endocannabinoids, which your body already produces to help regulate and balance that system out. So that's literally what we're doing when we're starting to feed ourselves the products. Whole different process happens when we smoke. When you inhale the product, what happens is it goes through the capillaries of the lungs, it goes to the CB1 receptors in the brain, It does help to relieve symptoms quickly, but the problem is it's not going through the liver, so it's not engaging the endocannabinoid system. So in reality, what you're doing is just kind of doing a quick fix. It's almost like putting a Band-Aid on it instead of stitches where you might actually need stitches. And I'm not telling anyone to get rid of your inhalation methods because, listen, I get it. It is a tough world out there, and there's sometimes we need relief right away. That's okay. But layering in some of these other tinctures or edibles can really be a significant difference in how we get back to that sleep and manage that anxiety and even pain levels as well. So the key takeaway here is if you're only relying on one part of the plant or an inhalation method, it's only going to work for a period of time until you start to build up that tolerance, and it's going to start to diminish. That's why I want us to all think about what are some edibles or tinctures that you could do that you can incorporate into your daily regimen to help balance that system ongoing, so you're getting ongoing therapeutic relief. And then you might have to inhale less to get to the kind of relief you're looking for. But here in the My Flow to Green podcast, we are always looking to build our community and build the people that are on this platform and coming over to us and sharing with us what works. So I'm asking you right now, what regimen works for you? Because you never know what you're going to share that's going to help someone else really get to the relief that could be a life changer for them. So please share in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe, and happy healing.